Welcome back to another episode of Rolling Bob. This is the first preview show of the season. We'll be previewing The Clash, giving my thoughts and takes, and also talking about some extra off-season, silly season news that has been popping up recently. Looking forward to getting into it. This will also be a podcast style episode, so you can also watch it on all your favorite podcast platforms too, and also YouTube. So let's roll into it. It's going to be a great episode. So first thing I want to get into, SVG. As we'll be doing 7 races for calling racing: Coda, Talladega, Charlotte, Chicago Street Course Race, Wharton's Glen, Talladega, Las Vegas, a couple ovals, big fast ovals, super speedway racing, and then also some road course racing, which he's familiar with. The super speedway racing is a whole different breed. It's nothing like anything he'll experience, but he'll get a lot of that experience in ARCA this coming Daytona and the Xfinity Series race, so he'll have a little bit of ability to get ready for those when it comes to the Cup Series. The ovals are going to be the most hardest thing for him, and then road racing will be probably he'll be a lot more comfortable in. I'm actually kind of surprised because he's signed with Trackhouse, but I guess due to the fact that the Trackhouse and Colin had this little alliance that he'll just be doing all the races for Colin instead of doing the 9-1 car. Interesting stuff, but he's going to go full time. It's going to be WeatherTech. I'll be interested to see if a Red Bull will sponsor one of the races, or not just be an associate sponsor. But this will be a exciting thing. We already knew about the races, but I guess we didn't know who he was doing it for. Pretty much, I thought Trackhouse, but it looks like it's Colin. So it'll be a great opportunity for him, and it's gonna be an exciting year to see how he does in these different styles of racing. Another thing I want to get into, so the California Auto Club Raceway, they're tearing it down. Their goal is to make a short track. Well, it seems like that short track won't really be ready for 2025. There's going to be maybe a build time between 12 to 18 months. Adam Stern had an article. I didn't really read into it, but that's what it looks like. He talked to Dave Allen, the track president. But this is definitely going to be definitely a big topic storyline going into, I guess, this year and next year, because this is really, Auto Club was the only California-based track. So we don't really know what the future is, because NASCAR needs a race in California, and the Clash is going to be the only race they're going to have in California. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide. Maybe we won't see a race in the California area or the state going in 2025. But we'll see. It definitely stinks. But NASCAR chose to go and make a ton of money and get a lot of money from this land. I think they made over $100 million. Not made, but earned $100 million from selling that land. So they got a ton of money back. But it stinks because I think Auto Club was one of the best tracks NASCAR had. I'm not sure attendance really showed that, but it'll be an interesting storyline going into the next couple seasons. Another thing, there's this whole debate on whether or not the Clash is going to stay. This is the last year. It's what it sounds like. People have said it's run its course. But it looks like Adam Stern has talked to Steve O'Donnell, and they are talking with Canada, Mexico, right now, whether or not to maybe move the Clash to that area. If I will give my opinion, I'm not really a big fan of that, because I think that you're making our teams travel that far out there. They're already traveling super far for the Clash, but they're going to go international. Unless they can make it a big deal, which I think that people down there would really support it if they did in a stadium, a big stadium down there. I think they could pack it, because NASCAR is so, especially after this Full Speed documentary, which is blowing up, and it's been huge. It's been top 10 in most countries that I've seen. It could be a great opportunity for NASCAR, and look, they want to go international. But look, I don't mind international if they want to help grow the sport and give it to different eyes. But it's an American-based sport, we're gonna keep. It's gonna stay like that for a long time. But I don't want them to go too far out. I just think if you're gonna make your teams travel that far out just for an exhibition, it could be huge, and I bet you most likely it will be. I just think it's so. And I hope they do They should do an oval, not some road course. I think we gotta give the Mexican people down there, a true taste of NASCAR, which is oval racing, in my opinion. But it'll be another interesting story to follow going into next season. Now let's get into our Clash preview, our notable entries. 36 entries. The only notable one I would actually say was Josh Williams. Out of the way will be a sponsor. This is great. You already know that. I guess the 16 car will kind of be a part-time. Ajon Madeira, SVG, and now Josh Williams. It's great for Josh Williams. He started small, blue collar. I think it was with DGM, a small team, not many resources, parts, low-funded team. But now it looks like he's going to have a great opportunity now in a very, very competitive Xfinity car and going to have a great taste of some Cup Series racing. So this will be a really cool opportunity for him. It'll be exciting to see how he does in this race and all the other races he does do. But then the entry list is stacked. It's only charter cars, so yeah, it'll be exciting stuff. So notable paint schemes. Cheerios will sponsor Ricky Stenhouse Jr. It's a basic paint scheme, but Cheerios iconic brand. Ricky Racing got a massive sponsor. It looks like for this race. I'm not sure. In Walmart will be sponsoring them. That's huge for a smallerish, lower tier team. The Cup Series going to have, they have high hopes and goals this year to really perform and make a big step in results. So it'll be exciting. It's great that they have a massive sponsor and partner in Walmart, a $1 billion Fortune 500 company going to sponsor them for this race. That's huge. The Jumpman logo and brand will be back on Tyler Reddick's car. It's great to have Michael Jordan in the sport as an owner and someone that really is invested in the sport. It's I think the paint scheme's kind of a rendering of one of his iconic shoes. I've seen it, the actual shoes, a look. So this is cool. I love I think the Jordan brand paint schemes are really, really creative because they're all meant to kind of promote a certain shoe style, so it's really cool. And then the last one was the Dan Hamlin Sport Clip scheme. I think it's cool. Some people don't like it. It has like the solid colors, are they playing with the OSS again? The optical scanning station. I don't know. I'm not really saying that they are. It's just the way the scheme, how the colors. There's not it's trim. It's like bold, big, thick color, and then you have like white in it. So I don't know. It's the scheme does look kind of cool though. I like it. Some people don't like it, but I think it looks sick with the new Toyota front bumper. Now we're going to do some scheduling. The way this is going to work out is, Saturday they're going to have the Mexico Series go first, practice qualifying, and then the Cup Series will have their practice and qualifying 3 sessions. And then they'll go into the heat races, 25-lap heat races, 4 heat races going into this. That'll be Saturday night, free for fans. And then Sunday they'll have the Mexico Euro Series race. It'll be 150 laps. That'll be FS1. And then they'll go into the Cup Series. They'll have the one last chance qualifier race. It looks like here it'll be around 6 o'clock, and then 6:40. And then around 8 o'clock it'll be the main event. 75 laps, take a break, Machine Gun Kelly concert. Another 75 laps to finish it off, winner take all. Should be exciting. Now the big thing is that the weather. Right now, Saturday is looking like a 25% chance, and Sunday is like an 80% chance. I think that the chance is even higher. I've seen it close to 90. It's supposed to be some serious weather, like damage, big time flooding. So we'll see. Bob Hawkins did talk about the drainage. Seems like they had a storm there not too long ago. I think it was today or yesterday, where he thought the drainage wasn't doing really well. So, and now also with the way they were allowing rain tires and windshield wipers, and they had rain flaps. Well, this year, the way it's they're going to have rain tires and defoggers. Everything else they're getting rid of, so they can really only race in damp conditions, and they can't have any spraying water coming up. So it's just, to me, it does make it stink knowing that, like, okay, a little spraying water shouldn't be that big, but now that you'll have windshield wipers, I'm just worried that they're going to if they get to a point where the track's damp, they're going to put rain tires on everyone, and then they'll end up a couple laps soon before you know, because it's such a small track, it'll dry out, the tires will get eat up. It should make for some great racing, but then you're going to have everyone come back down to get the regular slicks on. So I think it can make it could just make the event slow. But we'll see if this race happens on Sunday. I hope it does. But and it's nice that the track is small, so hopefully drying it won't be a matter of how fast they can dry the track. It'll just be a matter if they have a gap in the radar to put this race on. And it'll be 150 laps. No caution laps do not count. So last year there was a ton of wrecks. It made it for a long race, but we'll see how the weather plays out going into this week. If we do look at the way the format is, there'll be three groups, 3 practice sessions. In your last practice session, your fastest lap in that session will line you up into different heat races. There'll be 10 cars per heat races. The top 5 will advance to the main event. The other 5 that didn't advance will go into the last chance qualifier. 25 laps of the heat races. It should be exciting, especially on Saturday. It's free for fans. It's going to be a great, exciting time. And then on Sunday, the last chance qualifier will be 20 cars. The top 2 make it to the final, and then there's 22 cars that make it on overall, either advancing in the heat races or the last chance qualifier, and then there'll be a number 23 will be for someone that was highest in points. So the only guaranteed guy is Ryan Blaney because he won the championship. So he's the only guaranteed guy to make it into the main event. But this should make it for a very, very exciting thing. A big week, a great week to start off the year. The first year we did it, Joe Nagano won, and the past year Martin Truex won. They're running the old short track package. So we'll see how that plays out. And this really you won't really get anything out of this besides just a good racing. See the cars. It'll be a great warm up for teams. There won't be pit stops, so pit crews won't really get much warm up in there. So we can't really take much. How people run, we can't really take much from that because this is not going to be the package they're going to be running at Phoenix. But it will be a different package though, because they ran the original last year was the 2022 package, the original package. So it'll be interesting to see how they do in this package. Last year it was a bunch of wrecks, a bunch of bumping around, just no respect. There was a lot of bad anger because people just weren't racing with respect. They were just running into the door slamming people. So we'll see. I do think 150 laps is, you would consider short, and especially knowing that you're not going to caution laps don't count. It took a long time to get through 150 laps, and then I had that Machine Gun Kelly concert. Well, we still don't know what the weather. We may not get this race on Sunday. Who knows if they'll do the concert if it's raining or not. It's supposed to get some massive, serious weather, so we'll see. If I were to give you a pick, I'm going Denny Hamlin. He's so good at these short tracks. The LA Colosseum is like a Martinsville. The Toyotas have been good there. Martin Truex ran well here. I could see a Ryan Preece in there. But I think track position is going to be so important because it's going to be hard to pass again. Short track's going to be hard to pass. Last year I think there was 27 cars. This year it's 22, 23. So there should be a little more room to hopefully make passes. But I think you're going to have to use that bumper. So I think you're going to see a lot of banged up sheet metal, a lot of beat up bumpers. But this is exciting. Hopefully everything works out. But it's going to be a great time. I'm picking Denny Hamlin to win it. So, hey, if you're an NASCAR fan, enjoy this. The season is here. But that's going to do it for today's video. It's a little preview when I think for the Clash, some other topics we cover. But besides that, guys, I love you. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching if you're watching on the podcast or YouTube. I appreciate it. The season is here, so let's enjoy it.